Hi everyone, good morning. Okay, so I'm going to make a short video in regards to a topic here that is very, very important and interesting at the same time. Because if it wasn't important or interesting, I probably wouldn't even discuss it. But know that if you hear me saying things in the videos or any of my videos that I'm uploading in regards to people having mental disorders or mental illnesses, is because they do. Now, whether you know me or not, I am a qualified, legal, registered psychologist. So, and when you hear me say that someone has this mental illness or that mental illness, or if I tell a person who is trying to talk to me or something of that nature that this is a condition that you have, it's not to hurt that person's feelings, it's because this is a condition that you have. Now, with that being said, a normal human individual, if they, break a leg or they start getting nosebleeds, and I'm talking heavy regular nosebleeds, or, where it just doesn't stop bleeding and you need to know what's going on with you, or your iron is low, or your calcium is low, or anything is out of proportion and out of order in your body. Maybe you have a flu. You can't get out of bed. What's the first thing a person will do, or their family members who care about them will do? They will say, or they will go to a clinic where there are qualified, registered doctors. And those doctors are going to prescribe a form of medicine to help. The very least, they're going to tell them what happened to him, what has wrong with their body in a sense of what has gone out of imbalance. They have a flu, they have a bug, they have a fractured bone, they have a broken bone, their nose needs to be cauterized, or they need to have surgery. Whatever whatever the situation is, it's the same thing with your mind. Okay? Your mind is part of the rest of your body. So it seems like a lot of people, especially this part of the world, are terrified to hear that they have a mental condition. If you're not afraid of having a flu and going to the doctor to get a prescription, or to even if you don't want to get a prescription and you want to naturally heal it out by staying in bed for a week or two, or do natural remedies, that's also fine. Because you could find, lots of ways to heal your mind. Now, if you want to have a session with me in regards to psychology, or even assessing you, or even having a one-on-one session with me, we can do that, because I usually do it online. However, we can do that, and I will show you my registration, that I'm a qualified registered psychologist, and I will show you all my certifications, because I have no problem doing that. So my point is here, people, your mind is part of your body. So when you're, if you're into yoga, if you're into exercise, if you're into bicycling, and you want to keep your body up to date or whatever, because, it makes you feel good, it makes you look good, you should also be taking care of your mind, because your mind is part of your body. Your mind is one of the most important factors of your body, because what happens with your mind manifests you do with the rest of your body. Okay, so, hey, I'm back. So somebody else was asking me about if I'll ever consider being with an Armenian guy, whether it's having friendship with them, being in a relationship with them, or possibly marriage with them, even if this is an open minded individual who loves and supports me and accepts me for who I am. Okay, so you have to understand something about me, my life circumstances, and the type of people I'm attracted to and what I'm not attracted to. So to sum up your answer, the answer is no. I cannot be friends with an Armenian guy. I cannot ever be in a relationship or companionship with an Armenian guy, and I would never marry an Armenian guy. It doesn't matter if he's mentally healthy. It doesn't matter if he's financially wealthy. I'm not taking it. I don't want to be friends with it. I'm not attracted. So it doesn't matter what they say. It doesn't matter what they try to do to get me to like them. I'm not going to like them. I'm just not attracted to Armenian men. Okay? Majority of Armenian men are mama's boys. They need a woman that is better than them because they cannot be better themselves on their own. They're always with a group of other men until 4 o'clock in the morning. What does a man do at 4 o'clock in the morning with other men? Do I need to get into details? No. Listen, I grew up in Canada where there was wealthy millionaires, from Italians to Jews to Hispanics, every other nationality that offered me things. Good, big things. I didn't take it. Never did I take it. I'm not like most girls. So I know I went from the video starting off as psychology, and this is also part of psychology. Also, if you're going to go see a psychologist, if you have one bad experience with a psychologist, please don't feel or think that all psychologists are the same. You have to understand, just like a partner, just like a friend, just like a therapist, you want to make sure you have a connection with the person you're giving and receiving advice from, or you're giving information and your secrets to. You want to also test out that psychologist to see how they're going to act with you, how they're going to respond with you. So you're going there as their client. You want to make sure that that psychologist is working to help you, not someone else, or take someone else's side based off what they're telling you. And if you don't feel a connection, you immediately get up, you say this is not working out with you, and you go, whether it's in a physical place or if it's online, you go directly to you go directly to the front, or you go directly to whoever's, in control of whatever it's the receptionist, the ratings, whether it's online, whoever is in control of, you can contact someone, the management who's directing everything, or, and you tell them, I don't feel a connection with this person. This person is either degrading, rude, or I just don't feel a connection. We don't resonate. We don't work with each other. We wouldn't work well together. Hence why it's very important you understand that you are the worth, you're the value, and just because you're seeing a psychologist doesn't mean you have less than value. You're going there to take care of your mind, to have someone to talk to. I had a client over 10 years ago. She was Jewish. She was in her 40s. She was a nurse. She used to tell me, the first time she came to me, she says, I love your energy. I love everything about you. I feel comfortable talking to you. She would say, I feel comfortable talking to you. When I get home, I work so much. She used to say, when I get home, I want to die. I'm contemplating of committing suicide because I don't have anyone to talk to. I have no one. I have nothing. And from the first session, she would say, I just feel so much better because I feel comfortable talking to you. I just need someone to talk to. No judgments, no criticisms, no additional extra questioning, Like I said, there's different kinds of psychologists, just like there's different kind of humans out there, different kinds of friends, different kinds of family members, different kinds of clothing lines, different kinds of makeup, different kinds of sports, athletic, whatever, exercise equipment, gyms. You want to go to someone and you want to stick to someone that you feel and resonate with, because at the end of the day, you want to come out feeling better. You don't want to come out feeling worse. Okay? Also, another reason, Armenian men are not men. Okay? In order for me to consider a man as a man, I'm a very strong woman. I am a very, very strong woman. I would need a man who's going to be, if not my equal of strength, or even stronger than me. And I'm talking about productive, healthy strength. I'm not talking about controlling in a negative way, or harming or hurting, or manipulation in a negative way. No gaslighting, none of that shit. That's not strength. That's not real strength. Okay, 99.9% of Armenian men, whether they're in this country or outside of this country, they have mental health issues, extreme mental health issues, because they're brought up to believe from their family, from their society, from everything around them, that there is nothing wrong with them, when they have everything wrong with them. When something can be diagnosed immediately, it gets prolonged with drugs and everything else. And I also understand that this is actually a universal worldwide issue. This is not just an Armenian issue, hence why 99.9% of the men's population are not my type of people. I don't want to be friends with them. I don't want to be in a relationship with them. I don't want to get married with them. I don't want to be considered in a group association with them, because I know who I am. I know what I stand for and what I don't need in my life. I do not need additional problems in my life. I do not need additional issues in my life. I do not need people in my life who cannot look at themselves and heal themselves and admit that they have flaws and faults that need to be worked on and taken care of. If I have bipolar, I'm going to want to diagnose, I'm going to accept the fact that I'm bipolar, for example. Admit it and you work with it. And if you don't want to believe the very first person or psychologist who diagnosed you with something, it's perfectly fine to get more additional, just like a different doctor. If you have a sickness and a doctor says you have this sickness, it's perfectly fine to go to another doctor to see and to confirm if you have that sickness. And another doctor, why not? Do it. Okay, so you acknowledge something, accept it, accept that you have this issue, you have this mental issue. Then what you want to do is you want to get better. So how do you want to get better? How are you going to get better? Number one, admit you have it. Not to other people. You don't have to go wearing a fucking flag or a t-shirt saying I have bipolar. I am bipolar. You don't have to do that. But you know you have it, and what you do is you take the initiative and the accountability and the responsibility to work with that and to make yourself better. Hey, so I just came back from the grocery store and I just made myself a sandwich with hummus. And my fridge was completely empty, and I'm talking like completely empty. So filled up the cart, and that beautiful girl, the young girl in her 20s, late 20s, do you guys remember in the wintertime I had posted a video where there was a girl, she used to bleach white, color her hair, and then she was telling one of the other workers how she wants to get a nose job. And I was there, and I was like, oh no, sweetheart, you don't need a nose job. You're very beautiful. Like, she has a really nice nose. You don't need to. It's nice. It suits her face. It's nice. And she's like, yeah, everybody's getting nose jobs, and I just want to feel more like comfortable with myself. And I was like, you're beautiful the way you are. There's nothing wrong with you, you know? So anyways, yeah, she's usually always there, right? But mind you, it's been, I don't know, a while since I've gone grocery shopping. Like I'm talking like fully grocery shopping. Usually I just pick up a few things or whatever, but this time I went huge, like, you know, anyways. So in the meantime, since the winter, when I see her, she's very warm. She always comes, she rubs my shoulder. Hey, Talad, how are you, Talad? Nice to see you, Talad. She gets all excited, but she never got that nose job. And she actually colored her hair back to her natural state, like this. She started growing it out. Not that I'm saying you need to do that. She even grew out her bangs because she was so tired of fitting that standard of what women should be like, constantly caring about her physical beauty and not caring about her own self. People just want to be acknowledged, man. And me telling her, you know, you're naturally beautiful. You don't have to do that. It's like she needed to hear that from someone, like a stranger. You know what I mean? Not that I'm a stranger, but someone. Yeah, not that I'm a stranger, but someone who's not related to her, or like, you know what I mean? Considered like of that nature. So, yeah, and just the way she looks at me is like as if I've shifted her perspective about herself, and that's all. People just sometimes want to be acknowledged for who they are, rather than anything else, okay? So this is the same girl too that was like, everybody mind your own business, when there was an old woman that was saying, oh, why do you have face tattoos? It was that same day. And then I'm like, yeah, well, I'm Kurdish, I come from Kurdistan. And then another girl was laughing. That was the same time. So anyways, man, you need to acknowledge yourself for who you are, because you'll realize the physicality, it's not, I'm not saying don't take care of your physical. I'm just saying acknowledge who you are. That's it. That's all. Acknowledgement.